Egyptian history is a long history, which is divided into four main periods: the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom, and the Late Period. Between this period, we are going to see phases of crisis and invasions that we call intermediate periods. During the Old Kingdom, the capital was established in Memphis, on the north. The first work of this period of Egyptian history is the building, or was the building, of the pyramids. These pyramids were built by the pharaohs Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure near the capital, Memphis. That buildings show the power of these first dynasties of the Old Kingdom period. The Old Kingdom ended due to a series of internal rebellions, battles between the nomarchs and the pharaohs. That rebellion of nomarchs is the rebellion of the people, the rulers of the different provinces in which Egyptian country was divided. These provinces were called nomos, and the people who ruled these nomos were the nomarchs. Some of the nomarchs started a war against the pharaoh to get independency, and during this first intermediate period we are going to see chaos and several independent nomarchs ruling at the same time that the pharaohs. But this first intermediate period ended with the country was unified again by the Egyptian pharaohs, and the Middle Kingdom started. The Middle Kingdom is a period in which the capital was established in Thebes, and the kings, the pharaohs, expanded the lands to the south. That means that during this period we are going to see an expansion of the frontiers of Egyptian country to the south, and the Egyptian pharaohs took control of Nubia. This kingdom ended again with a crisis, in this case the invasion of the Hyksos. The Hyksos was an Asiatic people that invaded Egypt and established a new capital in the north, in the delta, and ruled with its own dynasty Egypt for several years and decades. But the new kingdom began when the pharaoh of Thebes expelled the Hyksos and unified the country again. This is the new kingdom. The most famous pharaohs belonged to this kingdom, and during this period Egypt became the most powerful kingdom in the ancient world. The frontiers were expanded to the north and the south, and almost all the lands surrounding Egypt were controlled by Egyptian pharaohs. Rulers as the Queen Nefertiti or Nefertari, the pharaohs as Amenophis IV or Tutankhamun or Ramses II, very famous pharaohs and powerful pharaohs, belong to this period. This period is famous too because of the starting of one of the most famous necropolis in the world. This necropolis is the Valley of the Kings, in which almost all the pharaohs and queens were buried during this period. But the new kingdom ended. After 500 years of splendor, the crisis started again, with several invasions of the Sea People, a group of people unknown by the history, that were like pirates that invaded by sea all the Mediterranean lands. These sea people started wars and sacks that but the splendor of the new kingdom ended again with a third intermediate period. This third intermediate period was a period of different invasions and wars between different people, one of the most important were the sea people, like pirates that invaded or sacked almost all the land of the Mediterranean Sea. After this invasion or this period of chaos, Egyptian broke up and was invaded by different people, one after one, in the period that we call late period. First the Nubians, the Assyrians and the Persians, but in the 4th century the Greeks, and later the Romans. The Assyrians and the Persians conquered the Egyptian country during the 7th and 5th centuries before Christ. In the 332, the Alexander the Great, the leader of the Greeks, conquered Egypt and established a new dynasty. This dynasty, the Ptolemaic dynasty, is going to rule Egypt during the last period until the Romans in the 30 before Christ conquered and became Egypt into a Roman provinces.